Hello everyone. So thought I'd stop my process and shoot a quick video about what's going on. This may actually extend into me getting the entire project finished, but I am working on my center channel. I ordered some parts from Parts Express. Got a nice planar tweeter, Dayton audio. I'm using all Dayton audio drivers, a two-way crossover for it, and some full range drivers to match the drivers that are in my two towers. So we'll have matching drivers across the front stage. I also got this recessed speaker terminal for it. Nice, from Parts Express. This was a ProTech. And then I bought some cap head screws, but unfortunately the heads I think are going to be a little too small for my speakers, so I'm going to have to use some regular wood screws and order some more cap head screws that will actually fit properly, but I'll use those at some point nonetheless. I have this sonic foam material I'm going to be putting inside of the cabinet, just to dampen the cabinet a little bit more. I've gotten a large portion of the cabinet built. I screw and glued, didn't do the whole glue and just clamp things together, glue and clamp. But there it is. By the way, wood cutting at Home Depot, not very accurate. You know you're in trouble when the guy says he only knows how to cut in 1/2 inches. Yeah, that was a thing. I definitely need a table saw. That's going to be something that's coming in the future, because this was ridiculous. I mean, I made it work. I had to sand. I actually had to come home and break out my circular saw and cut another piece from the scraps that I had just to make this work. And I still got to sand this cabinet down a lot, glue some seams a little bit better, but I think it'll work for now. Yeah, I think it's going to sound good once I get everything done. So I was in the middle of making my speaker cutouts for the front of the speaker box, of the speaker cabinet, and I thought I would stop and just show you the progress that I have before the batteries died on my power tools. So I feel like this is a good stopping point to kind of show y'all what I was doing prior to that. That planar tweeter has to be really tight. You don't really have much give in between the outside diameter and the inside cutout on the tops and bottoms, so you got to be real precise with that. Obviously all I have right now is a jigsaw. I wish I had a router and a circle jig, but you know, as I do more and more speaker builds, I'm sure I'll gather more and more tools as time goes by. Always gotta build speakers on a budget, I guess, until you make it big time, but hopefully we'll get there eventually. Alright, so far we've got the crossover mounted in. We've got all the acoustic padding inside the entire center channel. We've got all the wires ran and attached to the cabinet so they can't rattle around. Got it set up to where the woofers will be wired in series, because they are 4 ohm woofers, so that'll give it an 8 ohm load to the crossover. The tweeter's wired up and ready to go, and then of course we have it ready and set for the recessed post in the back. So we are just about ready to start putting this thing together and give it a final sanding once we get the front on it. So it's the next day. I've gotten the sanding done on the box, so we've gotten rid of a lot of the rough edges that were on it. We got the front, the baffle mounted on, everything put together. We are now ready to start putting the drivers in and give this thing a test run to see how it sounds. I'll probably finish it with some laminate whenever I finish my other speakers, so it'll all be matching. But yeah, we'll come back after I get this thing put together, and then maybe we'll do a little sound demo. And we are back again several days later. I have finally finished, well, not put the finish on, but finished my center channel. It is now working. And I had a bit of spare wood laying around, so I decided I'd make a speaker stand. Initially, I had it sitting on top of my Marantz receiver box, and it wasn't getting it close enough to the TV, and I had some spare wood, so I figured why not. But this is my new center channel that I built to match my front left and right. It sounds great. I use Dayton audio drivers, like I said earlier in the video. They match the drivers that are in my front left and right. All of its 8-inch full range drivers with a tweeter to cover the high ranges. Now I went with the ribbon tweeter, and I'm glad I did. Ribbon tweeters give you, you know, a little bit more of a wider sweet spot when you're talking from a horizontal point of view. Vertically though, it's a little more tighter. This means that the sound is not going to bounce off the ceiling or the floor as much when it's coming to you, and it works perfect in this scenario. Before, I don't know if you see in my previous video, I had that Sony center channel there. It was not great in comparison to what I had, very underpowered, which, you know, talking about power, I also got my Marantz MM7055 completely hooked up for my front stage. I moved my AC Infinity down from my AVR to the power amp because I found that my speakers are still thermally, they'll throw this thing to thermal protection, which I'll make a whole nother video about that later on. But that's powering my front stage. All 5 channels are just for my front stage. Biamp on the front left and right, and then single channel for the center. But yeah, that concludes this video on my center channel build. If I can, I'll try and throw in a little sound demo.
This is Dolby Cinema. It's where the most advanced cinematic technology you've ever experienced begins. This is Dolby Atmos. The number of speakers around you no longer matters, because this is the world's first object-based cinematic audio. With powerful moving audio that transcends from channels to moving around you with pinpoint accuracy. Whether the soundscape sits the mood of the scene.
Whoa! What is this place? Come on, you guys, let's go!
Or captures the full extent.
Do you want to know my secret?
Of nature's fury. And remember this? It's just the beginning of Dolby Vision.
Well, that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. Please like this video and comment if you'd like to see more content like this. Let me know how you liked it. Let me know if you have any suggestions for me to upgrade my system. I probably am going to throw some more upgrades in regards to amplification to my system in the near future, as well as, you know, I might do some more speaker builds here coming up. Probably nothing to replace my existing front stage, but just some additional builds just for something to do. Until next time, thanks. Bye.